Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. So today I'm going to be continuing the civilization guides for Age of Empires 4 and we're rocking with the Delhi. I've done all the guides from English all the way down to the Abbasid, only the last two missing here, but we got the Delhi today. And I'm actually going to showcase the guide for Delhi on a water map, or a hybrid map I should say, the Nubi River. The reason is I simply don't play Delhi on land maps. I don't think they're very good on land maps. I think you could play them, but they're a little bit tricky. On water maps, the opening is a little bit more straightforward for myself, and I actually play them quite a bit, so it's a bit more genuine for me to show a builder here where I'm very familiar with it, and they're actually quite strong on hybrid maps. They can mirror Mongols quite easily, or they can match them on the water, because Mongols cannot kill the Delhi docks, because the Delhi fishing ships can actually shoot an arrow. So you can bully people off the water, you can protect your docks with the fishing ships, and you get a really nice turbo boost into that mid game because of the fishing ship economy. Let's go ahead and hop into this one and show you guys the Delhi builder for all your hybrid maps. I think it's very strong, and let's do it. So one thing to keep in mind with the Delhi, and their main thing, is that upgrades are free, but they take forever to research, and you can speed them up with the scholars. Currently, Delhi are very bugged, by the way, so hopefully some of these get fixed. But for now, I'm going to be kind of navigating myself around some of the bugs. The important thing to note for the water map is that we're not going to go with a mosque right away, which is the kind of the standard opening for land maps. We're going to be going for a dock first and delaying the mosque till like around Feudal Age, or after we click up to the Feudal Age. Let's go ahead and hop into this one. Alright, so first step is to send all the villas immediately to wood and send one of the villas towards the middle where the lake will be. Send your scout immediately there as well. It's important to note that making a second scout in high elo games is very important. If you're high elo, definitely make a second scout. I'm going to go one villager on sheep and then make a second scout just to showcase what that looks like. The reason we do that is to be able to bully our opponent off the lake. If they have a dock themselves, you can bully them off it and you can kill the dock. And we're going to get a dock right away at the front here. You're going to take one of your wood villagers and go ahead and make a dock. Oh, I should have made a scout here actually. Yeah, go ahead and make a house with one of your wood villagers and go right back to the wood. And make a dock, and then with this villager, you'll go ahead and take the shorefish line. With your scout, you immediately want to go scout your opponent. This is the easy AI, so he's probably not going to dock. But you want to see if your opponent has a dock, because if they do have a dock, we're going to actually bully them with the fishing ships, and I'll show you how later. Get your second scout out and scout for some more sheep around your base. Notice I went right away with my first scout across the map. That's good, because you want to see their dock. This scout will find you the sheep. Again, in lower level games, I'm pretty sure you don't need the second scouts, but I'd recommend you still do it because it's a good habit to get into. In high level games, you need it because you need to bully your opponent's dock very fast, and it's really good to have that second scout handy. But like I said, in lower level games, you probably can get away with not making it. That being said, still make it because you can still scout the map very nice and very quickly, and that can get you a nice boost into that mid game with a good amount of sheep, of course. All right, once you get your dock up, you continue making fishing ships from the dock, obviously, and then send them to the rightful place, the shorefish closest to the dock. And of course, you have no idle time with this build because we're taking just enough food to keep that town center rolling, and just enough wood to keep the dock rolling as well. Once you have around 6 on food here, few on the sheep, 1 on the shorefish, and then the fishing ships, you just go ahead and send the villas to wood. We're going to send 2 more to wood now to go up to 7. Alright, continue scouting the map with the scouts. You need to find more sheep though. I'm lacking a lot of those. This guy can go around this side. And we're going to scout the map very quickly here with the 2 scouts. Alright, send 2 more there. Continue making the ships. And the reason why I want to send 2 more is that we want to be able to afford a gold mine and the mosque here very soon. Go ahead and send those right back. Let's go ahead and make a house now with one of the wood villagers. You can also use this villager. Okay. And at this point, you have 2 strategies in mind. You can either go, if your opponent has a dock around here, you can go ahead and send a forward vill to make a forward dock. Send all your fishing ships to go harass your opponent's fish. You just do that by selecting all your fish, going across the map, and then using both your scouts to snipe their dock while you harass your fishing ships as well. I'll show you how that's done at this point. So I just sent up to 9 to wood here. Then I'm going to go ahead and start rallying towards the gold. Continue to make fishing ships, of course. Start rallying towards the gold. And continue to scout the map. I'm going to send the scouts right there after they drop off the sheep. And let's assume my opponent docked. Like, let's pretend he docked here. Alright, at this point we want to get forestry, by the way. It's something that you should get that right away. I kind of slept on that. It's free for Delhi, so you just want to pick that up as fast as possible. And continue rallying villas to the gold now at this point. Alright, so now send both your scouts here forward. The villager that you had on the fish, you send that one forward as well. And this is that Delhi cheese that I talk about, the water bully. If your opponent has a dock here, for example, which most often they will have a dock, unless you get to the very high elo where they start to not dock versus Delhi sometimes, just to avoid this. Gonna go ahead and make a house there instead of my gold villager. Gonna send your vill forward, make a dock forward. But not only that, we're gonna send our fishing ships first. So you send like your fishing ships, send like 6, 7, doesn't matter how much you send, but keep making them at home. Just send whatever you have at that point, send them forward. We're going to make a forward dock as well. And if they have a dock here, you just make a dock wherever their dock is. You send your scouts there to attack the dock, and then you send the fishing ships to fish near the second dock. So you can kill their fish and then also fish yourself near that second dock. And there you go. Now you can click up. You're going to use food villagers to click up with a couple wood villagers. You don't want to take too much off wood because you need to constantly make vill production. Just click up with 4 vills and continue rallying to gold now as well. At some point you want to also be able to get, so at this point you're going to be killing the dock of course. At some point you also want to get a mosque here. Go ahead and pick that up in a good place. There we go. And you want to also get a mill to get wheelbarrow as well. And just to avoid the little fishing ship glitch that I have, I'm going to drop off and then now they should go to this dock. And now I have 2 docks, so you can get more fish production. Most of the time you'll snipe their fish or snipe their dock, or at least prevent them from docking. And now you just want to prevent them from ever getting back to the water. These fishing ships shoot an arrow. They shoot an arrow because they're Delhi. I can't showcase right now because of the AI. That's okay. They shoot an arrow, so you can completely bully your opponent off everything that he has. And now you can just get your upgrades. It's not really important which upgrade you get at what time. I think the Sacred Site one is the best. So, yeah, it comes in Feudal Age. It allows scholars as Sanctity. That's the best one. The other ones are pretty irrelevant, really. Just pick them all up. Forestry came in, which is awesome. Alright, and at this point, once you have a good amount on gold, you can stop rallying there. You're going to just go back to rallying on wood. We actually don't want to have too much food on the land, so just keep the villages that build the landmark back to food. Most of our food will come from the fishing ships because we have just so much of those. So start rallying to wood, good amount of food, good amount of wood, and good amount of gold now set up. And you just patrol back and forth, never allow your opponent to get back on the water. And then if you need to make anything at home, you make a tower on the gold. You can make some walls just to stay safe, but usually the damage you do by kicking them off of the water is going to be big enough to the point where now they're going to be very far behind. If they try to attack you, you just make the counter unit. If they have a lot of archers, you go horsemen. If they have a lot of knights, you go for spears. If they have a lot of archers, you can go for horsemen. Like I said, I already covered that. All right, and now we're gonna go for a fast castle behind this all. So we're in Feudal Age. We want to get the buildings. There we go. Get there, get this. Sorry, the upgrades. We're going to go ahead and make 2 more scholars now. That's why we want to float a little bit of gold. That's going to help us with the mosque. We're also going to get a blacksmith to get the upgrades right away. So we want to float a little bit of gold, get the scholars from the Dome of the Faith right into the mosque, and we should be good to go there. Also want to get at this point a mill. So go ahead and do that. And that's just going to help us get wheelbarrow as well. Keep making fishing ships, by the way. You should never really stop making fishing ships unless you have a good reason, which you're trying to afford something else. But you have 2 docks, so just keep making fishing ships. As long as you have the water control, keep making fish. If you're starting to lose water control, like your opponent has longbowmen here or something that's hard to deal with, then obviously you have to stop making them. But if you can continue making them, then continue making them. It's such a good boost. Keep rallying those to wood. It's very important now. And I like to make a couple extra scholars, by the way, just to pick up my sacred sites. At this point, you want to get Sanctity as well. I like to just get it first, because it gets you more gold from Sacred Sites as well. And yeah, they generate plus 100% more gold from 100 to 200. Yeah, just keep making houses now at home as well. And we should be able to click up soon. We're going to use our half our gold villagers to click up, or our food villagers. See, and he's harassing us right now. He's harassing our villager, but look at that. Look at that. It's a perfect display. The fishing ships defended the villager against any aggression. That will be the case. When I click up using the compound of the defender, that's going to make our keeps and our stone buildings cheaper. It also lets us build stone walls with units, which is pretty solid. At this point, I like to actually get a few villas on stone. Like just 3 villagers on stone is pretty good. Like 3, 4, I guess, in this case. Okay, now you queue scholars to the sacred sites, one to each. Okay, if he tries to go around, what you can do is just get your fishing ships involved. Look at that. Fishing ships involved, they're gonna clear everything, and you should be absolutely good to go there. Yeah, should be easy to defend, and then you just go back to fishing. And that's why you get the forward dock, so you're able to do this without idling your fishing ships. They're working like normal. And on the way up, you have a few options. I like to go for knights, but you can go for men-at-arms if you want to. Knights are a really good early castlage unit, though. That's why in a lot of these guides you see me going for that. And you want to immediately pick up your upgrades. I think the best one to get is Iron Undermesh, because that helps against buildings. And then after, depending on what you're doing, you can go for those upgrades. If you go for men-at-arms, you get Forced March. So that's the one thing to keep in mind there. Sending the scholars out now to each sacred site to pick those up in castlage. And look at that. 10 minutes, we're in castlage, we have water control, and we have our unit out on the field. So strong. Delhi on hybrid maps are just absolutely cracked. Also, you can pick up wheelbarrow and all these upgrades as well. And yeah, pretty perfect. 3 stable night production now. Once you get the castlage, the lancers are coming out. He can't really do anything against the fish as well. And if you're scared of losing the water, get a couple of dows out. Get a couple of does out. They're going to help. But just the fishing ships are like enough to control the game usually. A couple of those will help though, just in case. And again, you just bully your opponent so hard. Like Delhi is insane on these kind of maps. And there you go. Lancers coming out. Immediately sacred sites coming down for you. Sacred site in the middle. Once the scholar gets there, there he is. And then you just get more and more production. With knights, men-at-arms, get more upgrades. They're all free, so you're just good to go. And yeah, you can even get this upgrade from the dock. Yeah, this one helps fishing ships, so just pick that up. Might as well. And yeah, carry on from here pretty much. Like, there's not really much to talk about for the build. Keep spamming lancers, attack your opponent, hang on to the water as much as possible. And from now on, I highly recommend you just get some stone walls with some units. So if you have some units, some spearmen, do it like that. But if you have villagers, your stone walls are cheaper. So just stonewall the top so you can secure the sacred sites, and you can stonewall this side as well. It's a little bit of a cheesy way to play. Like, I usually don't like stone walls, but listen, if we're talking playing to win the games, this is definitely the way to do it. So you control the water, then you just stonewall the sides, and you have an amazing grip of the game. The water extends from here all the way to here. There's only one crossing here, 2 crossings on the side which will wall, and then you just play for the sacred site victory. Simple as that. Lancer spam to attack your opponent, then you just control the game, continue to get upgrades for free, and you should be in for a smooth victory in some time. Thanks for watching my guide on the Delhi on a hybrid map. You can play them on land map in similar fashion, where it comes to like walling up the map and like using the sacred sites as the win condition, but you don't have that water pressure that I really like Delhi for. So for me, they're not the best land civ. Also, early pressure, they're kind of weak on the land. So if that's your style, I don't have much tips for you. Just try to hold on. I'm not the best Delhi player myself. However, on hybrid maps, this works really well, and I love playing Delhi on these kind of maps. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care, and peace.